Good morning. This is Sunrise, the Sunrise Podcast. We're on every Monday and Wednesday. The Sunrise Podcast is part of Dr. Surajit Khanna's Returning Youth Initiative, where we are returning post-incarcerated and at-risk youth back into society by helping them and providing them with jobs, places to live, and the exciting opportunity for business ownership. The Sunrise Podcast is on twice a week, and what we do is highlight positive stories of young people, people who have been successful, some who've been involved in the penal system, or their families have been, or organizations that work with these. And today we have a very successful story, and I think all people, all women should listen closely to this, because I think the message we're going to hear today is persistence. And we have our guest, Jakara Lewis. Good morning, Jakara.
Good morning.
I've heard your background. I think it's very exciting. You talk about persistence and your goals, and you've achieved them. You've written quite a few books. Tell me about that.
So my name is Jakara Lewis, and I am an educator turned author turned entrepreneur. And I have penned 24 math books. I was a math teacher, a forever lifelong math educator. But I took all of my knowledge and I turned it into actual books. So I started with a book for pre-nursing students called the TEAS test. So it's a test that they take to get into nursing school. And then I added a couple more books to that collection. And then I wrote my children's series, which contains the bulk of the 24 books as well.
Here's your very beautiful picture there with your, I don't know how you hold them up. They don't look like short books either. They look relatively thick. It's pretty amazing what you've accomplished. But there's something here that is kind of interesting to me. Eliminate stress. I got to be honest with you, Jakara. When I think about math causes me stress. It doesn't eliminate stress. So explain that.
So if you notice at the top of the books, it says the KISS IT series. So KISS, of course, is a common acronym for Keep It Super Simple. So my teaching style is all about simplistic language and simplistic processes. So I take complex topics and I break them down into steps of 3 or less with videos and with actual paper examples, and then we follow with immediate practice. So every topic that I teach it in a manner that is easy for retention, which helps to boost confidence, which helps to eliminate the stress and the anxiety.
I'm trying to understand the journey you took to get to the point of 21 books. Did you grow up thinking I love math, I'm going to be a teacher and write math books?
Never. When I was younger, I wanted to be a doctor first, and then I wanted to be a lawyer. But when I got older, I got into film and journalism, so I decided I wanted to get into like documentaries. So when I got out of high school, I went to college, and that was my major. I was into journalism and production, and I ended up starting a business my sophomore year, tutoring just to make extra money because I always was really good with math. And I got so great at it that I'm like, I probably could really do great in education. So I decided I wanted to be a principal, which means you have to teach first. But once I actually got into the classroom, I understood like very early on that setting wasn't for me. I am for educating. I love the educating, but the politics and the structure that come with that system are a no for me. So
I think what I'm hearing here is that you've discovered a gift you have.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It kind of took you in different directions, but you never gave up on your idea of utilizing your gift, even though teaching wasn't it, being a principal wasn't it, but your gift maintained.
Yeah, somewhere in there, I knew that my gift was in education, and I am a firm believer in whatever your gift is naturally, you have to act on it in order to get, abundantly blessed in life.
So I know that you shared with me, you were just turned 18 and your father was incarcerated. However, you were already pretty much an adult. You were kind of in college, moving along in your life. It didn't really affect you that much, but it did give you some type of understanding of the legal system.
So I would say specifically what I noticed in reference to drug charges, what tends to happen, what I've seen locally, I can only assume that it's like it's like that in other places, but A lot of those type of charges are very political. So it's not like a straightforward system where they say like, oh, this is your charge and we're going to do this fairly. We're going to offer you a plea, then we'll negotiate and we'll do this and that, when it's really based on the relationships between the lawyer, between the prosecutor, between the judge. And it becomes more subjective, meaning that these people and their feelings and their records have an impact on the amount of time someone goes to prison. And I don't think that's fair. I just think that when people have the ability to say, hey, well, I did you a favor, so you owe me this. So now this person gets the full 10 years, or, oh, I owe you a favor, so now this person only gets 3 or 4 years. To me, I don't think that's fair, because then it goes into how much money are you spending on your lawyer? Are the lawyers overcharging? It's just a lot of stuff that
I have to agree with you. There is a lot of inconsistencies in the legal system that need to be changed and be looked at. We have to concentrate on the individual. We have to help them. Just because they're of a certain background or a certain relationship, why should they get triple the charge of somebody else? Or why should somebody else get no charge? So yeah, these are the things we deal with in the Returning Youth Initiative. I just want to say, Jakara, your website is lewis-wilderpublishing.com. Please go there if you are interested in math and you want to be relaxed. If you want to relax, read Jakara's books on math. So, Jakara, thank you so much for joining us. We're on Sunrise Podcast every Monday and Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us. We're at returningyouth.com. That's returningyouth.com. And our YouTube page is youtube.com/@returningyouth. Jakara, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.